Hello everyone, Dr. Mandell here. If you want to support healthier arteries, improve blood flow, and nourish your heart the natural way, there's one ancient spice that's been used for thousands of years and is still one of the most powerful circulation-boosting superfoods we have today. And that spice is turmeric, specifically its active compound, curcumin. Now listen closely, because what turmeric does inside your arteries is nothing short of remarkable. Nitric oxide. It's one of the most powerful molecules your body produces, yet most people have never even heard of it. And what's even more shocking is that your levels of this life-giving compound begin to drop the moment you hit your mid-30s and continue falling every single decade after that. Scientists call nitric oxide the invisible healer because you can't see it, you can't feel it, and yet it silently controls something absolutely vital to your survival: the opening and relaxation of your arteries. Without it, your blood vessels stiffen, your circulation weakens, oxygen delivery slows, and every organ that depends on steady blood flow, your brain, your heart, your muscles, begins to suffer. This decline doesn't happen overnight. It's silent, it's slow, and it's deadly. But here's the extraordinary part. There is an ancient spice that can help support your body's natural ability to produce this molecule. A spice so deeply rooted in history that it has been used for more than 4,000 years. A spice modern science is only now beginning to understand. And that spice is turmeric. Researchers have discovered that the active compound in turmeric, curcumin, interacts with your endothelial cells, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, in a way that helps support the production of nitric oxide, allowing arteries to relax and widen naturally. To understand the power of this, imagine a river flowing freely through a valley. When the river is wide and open, the water glides effortlessly. But when the river narrows, debris piles up, the water slows, and pressure rises. Your arteries behave the exact same way. When nitric oxide is plentiful, your vessels stay flexible, open, and responsive. But when nitric oxide drops, and for most adults it does, the walls tighten. The blood struggles, pressure builds, and your cardiovascular system begins working overtime. What curcumin does is help support healthy nitric oxide availability, allowing those vessels to open, helping blood flow the way nature intended. One study published in the American Journal of Hypertension found that curcumin helped support endothelial function, the very system responsible for producing nitric oxide. Another study in the Nutrition Journal demonstrated that daily curcumin intake helped support healthier cardiovascular performance in middle-aged participants by promoting better vessel relaxation. But you don't need to read scientific journals to understand the impact of poor nitric oxide levels. You can feel it. Cold hands and feet, fatigue, brain fog, slow recovery after simple activity. These are the subtle whispers your body gives when circulation isn't at its best. Over time, these whispers turn into warnings. Here's something most people don't know. Nitric oxide works only for a few seconds at a time. Your body must constantly generate it, non-stop, just to keep your arteries functioning normally, and that means your endothelial cells must stay healthy, nourished, and protected. This is where curcumin becomes so powerful, not because it works like a drug, but because it supports your body's own natural processes. Studies show curcumin helps support healthy inflammation levels, and this is important because chronic inflammation is one of the biggest threats to nitric oxide production. When inflammation flares, your endothelial cells become damaged. When they become damaged, they can't release nitric oxide efficiently. And when nitric oxide drops, circulation tightens. Curcumin helps support a calm, balanced environment inside your vessels, allowing those cells to function the way nature designed, steadily, rhythmically releasing nitric oxide into the bloodstream. There's another danger: oxidative stress. Free radicals attack the lining of your blood vessels like microscopic sparks, landing on fragile tissue. Over time, these sparks erode nitric oxide, reducing its availability. Curcumin's antioxidant properties help support your body's ability to neutralize these free radicals, giving nitric oxide a chance to do its job. Imagine your arteries responding instantly, expanding, relaxing, delivering life to every corner of your body. That's what nitric oxide does. Athletes have known this for decades. Doctors have documented its importance for years. And yet most people are walking around with levels far lower than what their bodies truly need. Turmeric, one of the oldest spices on earth, supports the very system that protects nitric oxide, your endothelium, Every time you consume it, especially paired with black pepper for absorption, you're giving your body the raw support it needs to keep those arteries open and responsive. In 2012, researchers compared curcumin to aerobic exercise for cardiovascular support in postmenopausal women. What they found was astonishing. Both curcumin and regular exercise supported endothelial function, meaning both approaches help support the body's natural nitric oxide pathway. It doesn't replace exercise, but it shows the incredible influence this spice has on circulation. Now imagine combining the two, movement that strengthens your arteries, and a natural spice that supports the very molecule responsible for their flexibility. That's the kind of synergy that can transform long-term cardiovascular wellness. But here's the truth, turmeric doesn't act overnight. It works gradually, layer by layer, supporting your cells, supporting your vessel lining, supporting your body's own nitric oxide production. Every day you use it, you're building a healthier internal environment, one that supports smoother blood flow and better oxygen delivery. Think of it as nourishment for your arteries, food for your circulation, support for the molecule that keeps your blood vessels relaxed and open. And remember, nitric oxide is not a luxury molecule. It is essential to life. It supports your brain's clarity. It supports your heart's rhythm. It supports your muscles' ability to receive oxygen. When nitric oxide drops, everything slows. When nitric oxide is supported, everything flows. And curcumin, nature's golden compound, helps your body support that flow. This isn't magic. It's biochemistry. It's physiology. It's the difference between a body struggling to push blood through narrow pathways and a body sending oxygen-rich blood through open, flexible vessels with ease. So when you add turmeric to your daily routine, whether in warm drinks, sprinkled on food, or in supplement form, what you're really doing is supporting one of the most important biological processes you have, your natural nitric oxide pathway. And every drop of blood flowing through those arteries tells the story. A story of molecules that relax vessels, a story of cells fighting oxidation, a story of ancient wisdom meeting modern science, and a story of your body, finally supported, doing exactly what it was designed to do, oxidative stress. It's one of the most destructive forces inside the human body, yet most people have no idea it's happening. You can't see it, you can't feel it, you don't get a warning. But silently, day after day, microscopic reactions are unfolding inside you that can determine whether your cells stay healthy or whether they age, weaken, and break down long before their time. Scientists describe oxidative stress as a kind of internal rusting, a slow, invisible process where unstable molecules called free radicals collide with your cells, damaging the delicate structures that keep your body alive. These free radicals come from everywhere: pollution in the air, chemicals in food, chronic stress, lack of sleep, high blood sugar. Even simply breathing oxygen produces some amount of them. And while your body is built with its own defense system, those defenses weaken with age, and the damage begins to outpace repair. Over time, oxidative stress can affect the heart, the brain, the eyes, the skin, your circulation, your energy, your immune system. Virtually every part of your body is vulnerable. But here's the turning point. For thousands of years, cultures around the world have turned to one natural root to help support the body's internal antioxidant defenses. A root that carries a golden pigment so powerful, researchers say it interacts with oxidative stress at the cellular level. And that root is turmeric. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is one of the most researched natural antioxidants ever studied. What makes it so remarkable is not that it eliminates free radicals directly, although it does help neutralize some, but that it supports your body's own ability to protect itself. Your cells contain natural defense proteins, including one of the most important called NRF2, often described as the master regulator of antioxidant activity. When NRF2 is activated, your body produces more of its own protective enzymes that help disarm free radicals before they can cause harm. What scientists have discovered is that curcumin interacts with this very pathway, supporting the body's natural antioxidant response. In other words, turmeric doesn't just act as an antioxidant. It helps support your body's internal antioxidant system, the system you depend on for long-term cellular protection. To understand how devastating oxidative stress can be, imagine a home exposed to rain, wind, and sunlight every single day for decades. Without maintenance, the structure slowly weakens. The paint fades, metal begins to corrode, wood begins to crack. Now imagine that happening inside your body. The difference is that you don't get to replace the parts. When oxidative stress affects the lining of your arteries, those tissues become stiff and vulnerable. When it affects the heart, the cells struggle to function with the same strength. When it affects the brain, neurons begin losing their ability to communicate clearly. And when it affects the mitochondria, the tiny engines that power your cells, your energy drops, your stamina weakens, and you feel older than you are. This is where the story turns, because in study after study, curcumin has been shown to support the body's ability to handle oxidative stress. In a review published in Molecules, researchers noted that curcumin's antioxidant activity helps support cellular resilience against oxidative damage. Another study in the International Journal of Biochemistry and Cell Biology found that curcumin supported mitochondrial protection, allowing cells to maintain better energy production even under oxidative pressure. These aren't claims of cures. These are observations of how the body responds when supported with the right nutritional compounds. The incredible part is how quickly oxidative stress rises from everyday habits. Eating a meal high in sugars or processed fats can spike free radical production for hours afterward. Chronic sitting reduces circulation, lowering your body's ability to clear oxidative byproducts. Long-term mental stress increases cortisol, a hormone that disrupts antioxidant balance. Even excessive sunlight exposure can dramatically increase oxidative activity in the skin. But when turmeric becomes part of your daily routine, its natural compounds begin circulating through your system, supporting your cells right where they need it, at the level of DNA, proteins, and the membranes that keep your cells alive. Some researchers describe curcumin as a scavenger, but it's more than that. It's a supporter of balance. It helps your body maintain the delicate equilibrium between free radicals and antioxidants, a balance essential for longevity and for protecting the tissues that keep you strong as you age. And here's something even more stunning. Oxidative stress doesn't just damage cells. It reduces nitric oxide availability, affecting blood flow and vessel flexibility. This means that supporting the body against oxidative stress indirectly supports smoother, more efficient circulation. Because when free radicals attack nitric oxide, they neutralize its ability to help your arteries relax. Curcumin's antioxidant properties help support this pathway, preserving the body's natural ability to maintain healthy blood vessel function. In one study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers observed that curcumin supported markers of oxidative balance in the bloodstream after just a few weeks of consistent use. And in another study from the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism, turmeric was shown to help support healthier inflammation levels. Important because inflammation and oxidative stress often rise together, feeding off each other. By helping support antioxidant activity, curcumin indirectly supports a more balanced internal environment. But perhaps the most shocking part is this. Oxidative stress accumulates silently, year after year. You may not notice the subtle fatigue, the slower recovery, the mental fog, the stiffness in your joints, the lack of radiant skin. These are small signals of a deeper process happening inside your cells. When you add turmeric to your day, especially when paired with black pepper to enhance absorption, you're not performing a miracle. You're giving your body support against the biggest burden of modern living, the constant assault of oxidative stress. This golden root has survived centuries not by accident, but because cultures noticed something. People simply felt better when they consumed it regularly. And today's research helps explain why. Curcumin supports antioxidant pathways, supports cellular energy, supports vascular health, supports immune resilience, supports brain function, supports the very foundations of healthy aging. Not because it overrides your biology, but because it supports it, strengthens it, energizes it from within. So when you sprinkle turmeric on your food, when you add it to warm drinks, when you incorporate it into your routine, you are supporting your cells in one of the most fundamental battles they fight every minute of your life. And the quieter that battle becomes, the longer your cells stay strong, the better your body performs, and the healthier you feel day after day, year after year. Inflammation. It is one of the most misunderstood forces in the human body. Most people hear the word and think of swelling, soreness, or redness. But the truth is far more unsettling. Inflammation is not just something you feel. It can be something happening deep inside your body every single day, silently smoldering beneath the surface for years, even decades, without you ever noticing. Scientists call this silent inflammation, and it is one of the major underlying factors that can weaken your cells, disrupt your blood vessels, and place massive stress on your cardiovascular system over time. Unlike the inflammation you get from a cut or injury, short, sharp, protective, silent inflammation is slow, persistent, and relentless. It doesn't protect you. It wears you down, and millions of people are living with it right now, never realizing how much it drains their energy, affects their circulation, or impacts their long-term wellness. But here's the extraordinary part. Research has shown that turmeric, and specifically its active compound curcumin, has the unique ability to support healthy, balanced inflammation levels in the body, helping maintain internal harmony in a world that constantly disturbs it. To understand the power of this golden root, you must first understand what inflammation really is. Your immune system is constantly scanning your body, searching for threats. When it detects something harmful, bacteria, damaged cells, toxins, it signals the release of molecules that trigger inflammation. These molecules are meant to help you heal, but modern life floods your body with so many stressors that the system becomes overwhelmed. Ultra-processed foods, air pollution, chronic psychological stress, excess sugar, sedentary habits, poor sleep. All of these send tiny danger signals to your immune system. And when these signals pile up day after day, your body stays in a low-grade inflammatory state that slowly strains your tissues. Your blood vessels become less flexible. Your energy systems become sluggish. Your cells have to work harder simply to perform basic tasks. And the worst part is, you don't even know it's happening. This is where curcumin enters the story. Curcumin doesn't turn off inflammation. That would be dangerous. What it does is help support the body's ability to maintain normal, balanced inflammatory responses, so the immune system can work the way it was designed to without becoming overstimulated. One of the key ways it does this is by supporting pathways that regulate inflammatory signals at the cellular level. Scientists have documented that curcumin interacts with molecules like NF-kappa B, a major controller of inflammatory activity in the body. When NF-kappa B becomes overly active, it can send incorrect signals to the immune system, creating more inflammation than necessary. Curcumin helps support normal NF-kappa B activity, which in turn supports healthier inflammatory balance. But the story goes even deeper. Silent inflammation affects not just your blood vessels, but your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells. When these mitochondria are exposed to long-term inflammation, they begin to malfunction. Energy drops, fatigue rises, and your body starts aging from the inside out. Curcumin has been shown in research to support mitochondrial function by helping maintain a healthier internal environment. It doesn't force energy production. It supports the very systems that generate it. One study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that curcumin supported healthy inflammatory markers in participants who consumed it regularly. Another study in the Biochemical Pharmacology Journal observed that curcumin supported the body's natural mechanisms for maintaining inflammation balance, especially in tissues most sensitive to oxidative and environmental stress. These aren't miracle claims. They're scientific observations of how the body responds when given the right support. Now imagine inflammation like a fire, not a blaze, but a tiny flame burning in the background. You may not feel it, but it's there, flickering, weakening the structures around it over time. Curcumin doesn't smother the flame. Instead, it helps your body regulate the fire, keeping it controlled, contained, and in balance. Because the truth is, your body needs some inflammation to survive. It's part of your defense system, but when the flame grows too high or burns for too long, it starts damaging the very tissues it was meant to protect. This is why supporting healthy inflammation levels is not just important, it is essential for longevity, vitality, and healthy aging. When inflammation becomes balanced, circulation improves, energy rises, cellular stress decreases, the body functions more smoothly, and the burden on the heart and vascular system becomes lighter. Every heartbeat becomes more efficient because the internal environment is calmer and better supported. Researchers have found that silent inflammation often goes hand in hand with oxidative stress, each feeding into the other like a loop. Curcumin's antioxidant properties, combined with its ability to support healthy inflammation levels, make it uniquely suited to help the body break this cycle. This is why many scientists refer to curcumin as a multi-target compound. It doesn't act on just one pathway, but supports several interconnected systems that influence your overall well-being. And here's something most people don't realize. Silent inflammation doesn't just affect your internal organs. It affects your mood, your clarity, your motivation, and your ability to handle stress. Inflammation communicates directly with the brain, influencing neurotransmitters and energy patterns. Supporting a balanced response through curcumin helps the mind as much as the body, creating a more stable, healthier internal state. Cultures around the world learned this long before modern science confirmed it. From ancient healing traditions in India to traditional medical practices across Asia, turmeric has been used for thousands of years as a daily tonic meant to nourish the body from the inside out. They didn't know about cytokines, inflammatory markers, or cellular pathways. They simply observed what we can now measure scientifically. People felt better when turmeric was part of their routine. Today, the science helps explain why. When you drink turmeric tea in the morning, when you add it to warm meals, when you pair it with black pepper to enhance absorption, you are offering your body support in one of its most important tasks, keeping inflammation balanced, stable, and under control. This is not a quick fix. It's a long-term partnership between your body and the nutrients it receives. And every day you support this balance, your cells, your tissues, and your arteries thank you, even if you never hear the words.